Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Justus Parrotta 1988 podcast, Season 1, Episode 3. We're still focusing on the Allan Kozinn article from March 14, 2017, which is Return of the Composer-Performer to New Music by Virtuoso Musicians, found in the San Francisco Classical Voice. Again, I'm going to reiterate this, which are the three major tenets of the composer-performer, which are create material that they know how to perform themselves, disseminate their own work, make a library of their own work. I'm focusing on point number 2, which is disseminating their own work. In the case of disseminating their own work, what they do is work with what they have, gradually incorporate other musicians, and gradually build up from there. The composer that I'm going to talk about, whose new music Kozinn discussed, was Mari Kimurna. She is a violinist and composer. Mari Kimurna, excuse my pronunciation, sorry about that. She has 6 violin pieces, and one of them was commissioned by a composer, Jean-Claude Risset, who he also composed for her as well. Then she also has done pieces for computer and violin, 5 of which were with IRCAM in Paris, which is a big research center for music technology. Then works for violin with multimedia, and then works for orchestra, which of course contains violin in the orchestra. On to the next page, so chamber works. So let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chamber works, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So over half of them contain violin. What this proves is that she's starting out with what she knows, gradually branches out, and then sees how she can go with larger ensembles that have something she specializes in. The other composer that I looked at too was Timo Andres. So in his work, orchestra and large ensembles, there is his Made of Tunes, the Line Banister, Old Keys, and then a redo of a Coronation Concerto by Mozart and Home Stretch. Chamber and solo music, Good Talk, The Great Span, Tooth and Claw, Communal Effort, Everybody Has a Sad Secret, Agita, or Ahita, I don't know how to say it. Agita, I'm not sure. Three Sons, Piano Trio, Steady Gaze, Tides and Currents, Words Fail, Mooring, Checkered Shade, Piano Quintet. One of the things I should mention with Checkered Shade, Piero Ensemble includes piano in the mix, and Tim is a pianist. Okay, Trade Winds, fun fact, I drive a car whose name literally means trade wind, whose model name means trade wind, for any automotive enthusiasts out there. I'm not going to say the name, but it obviously translates as trade wind. I will give you a hint of what it is. It's a mid-size, a larger mid-size car whose model name means trade wind. So that's kind of a neat coincidence with being a keyboardist and having a piece that is the model name of your car translated. That's kind of a winner. Chamber music, and Play It By Ear, Strider, Formal Conceits, Violin Sonata, and then he has a whole rigmarole of keyboard music. I thought it was 10 to 14, but I counted and it was 23. Music with voices, so on my 40th birthday, Altitude, not Attitude, mirror songs, Schubertiana, work songs, two river songs. Those are what I wanted to focus with on Timo Andres. Lara Auerbach, she has an extensive repertoire of piano with a combination of instruments. So back to the 3 points again, which are working with what they have, gradually incorporating other musicians, and gradually building up to larger ensembles. What that means in the case of both of the three, Mari, Timo, and Lara, is that they're working with what they have, solo instruments, building up chamber ensembles, and finally, working with what they have, so solo instruments, gradually incorporating chamber ensembles, and building up orchestras or large ensembles. What I think of, this is something again from Dr. Barbara Lister-Sink, is that it's like the concept of being on a plane and putting on an oxygen mask when you need to, because you do the oxygen mask, you put it on yourself first, and then you put it on other people. That is the point I get from dissemination as a performer-composer, is that you start out with yourself first, with what you know, and then you gradually incorporate others to the point where it gets larger. So thank you, and see you in my next episode, which will be making a library of your own work or their own work. So take care and thank you.